Next up with Rob Manson from Mob Labs, and he's going to show something called BuildAR.
So we don't have a gun and I don't have a sock or a cock puppet, but I do have an enabling technology. There's a lot of discussion today around the democratization of AR content creation. And so BuildAR was the first mobile AR CMS, and we've been working over the last year to get to the point where it was seamlessly integrated. So with the new version that was just released today as part of the Layar Connect program, you don't need multiple developer accounts, you don't need to cut and paste things between different systems. This, we think, is really starting to democratize content creation. So you can create an account through Twitter or Facebook. I think the sort of social integration is pretty standard. And what it really does is it makes the experience of creating it much more real-time, much more WYSIWYG. So you can see exactly what you've created. It's got standard sort of maps interface. You get multiple projects. You can create as many projects as you want. Each of those projects can be exported to different AR browsers. So the one we've done the deep integration with first is through Layar. And it's got a real-time preview. So as you're editing the content, it shows you in the preview on the right exactly what that's going to look like in that segment of the application on the phone. It does all of the transcoding of the images, stores them on the servers, and manages all of the different features and functions. So we've spent a lot of time over the last 18 months keeping up to date with different versions of the APIs, learning constantly different APIs, developing different versions, and everybody knows how time-consuming that is. What we're really focused on is making this a consumer-level sort of experience. So pretty much anyone within a few minutes can create a 3D object, put it in a space, animate it, and make it interactive. So each of the tabs across the top you'll see allows you to create, you can upload animations, you can turn the location images into floating icons in space. It also allows you to easily import from a lot of different data formats. So you can just point it at your Flickr feed and it'll suck in all of the photos, and if they're geotagged, it'll float them in the space around you automatically. There's 2 clicks to do that. It imports CSV, KML, GRSS, both Atom and RSS, and GeoJSON. And it really just makes the whole process easy as you're customizing the look and feel. You see that there, and in the next little bit you'll see how easy it is to create animation of the 3D objects you can place. 2 seconds, it'll jump to the next part. So it automatically detects the versions of the browser that the end client is using and adapts the content or the API delivery to them. And so this has got just a standard sort of interface that lets you quickly and easily create custom animations. And then when you want to publish, you just click publish. There's none of the going off to the Layar system, it does it automatically. We tried to make it as cheap as possible. It's a consumer price point. That's BuildAR.
All right. You gotta take the panel here.
Good fonts, man. Good
I
fonts.
think that's totally excellent.
I'm wondering maybe we should start at the other end of the table for a while. Sure.
We don't have to worry about fonts in this one, I guess. You make an application without any visible code. I don't, how would a person buy this? How are you going to distribute it? This is something I would buy from you, download the code, and then I'd be running it on my what?
No, it's a web-based service.
Okay, but that price, is that part of the example, or is that a price you're talking about?
That's if you publish the application. You get to use it for free. You can create all the content. You can import as much as you want. Preview it on the phone. If you want to go through the publishing process, then.
Okay.
I think it's totally excellent. I think, you know, right now we have this balkanized content and platforms, and this feels like a really strong glue kind of bring that together.
And it's really designed to have the transforms for the outputs for the different mobile browsers is really straightforward. We could have done for a lot of different browsers, so that's what we've tried to go deep with the one that has the biggest audience first, but the library was set up to transform.
What I like about this is you might bring in a lot of people that have really amazing content that have, they're totally lost when it comes to publishing, and you're kind of making the publishing a one-step process, almost like desktop publishing did for print. Yeah, good job.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to be the scolding curmudgeon here, but I'm wondering if there's not going to be some kind of backlash against democratization of creation systems. Because although it's like great to think that everybody in the internet is some kind of nice user guy whose creativity ought to be freed, in point of fact, a lot of people on the internet who are evil and wicked and kind of terrible. And I'm glad that you have at least the bump that you have to pay to publish, because otherwise this would be kind of an ideal spamming system. And if you make it so easy that small children can use it, small children will use systems like that to bully and torture one another unless there's like adult supervision. And then you've got the Twitter revolutions that we have going on, and new kinds of bizarre cyber warfare kind of things happening. And if I'm in Tahrir Square and I've got this publishing system and I'm like putting up stuff saying this is where we go to kill the cops or whatever, you're going to end up with, by democratizing these things and removing all barriers to contribution, you really place yourself in a situation where you've got an attractive nuisance in some ways. And, I'm just wondering from a design perspective whether that's, although it's part of the earliest internet ideology, the internet's like old enough now that maybe we should be thinking otherwise about it.
I think knowing the content creation people's social accounts gives more.
Yeah, that's definitely a good fail-safe there, but if you open source all this stuff, somebody might conceivably go out and, I would expect somebody to go in and start abusing AR stuff eventually, but I think there's sort of ethical, moral, legal, and social and political issues there that just didn't used to exist 30 years ago. Yeah, well,
I think this is really just kind of the AR equivalent of building a web page, though. So people can choose not to subscribe to your layer.
So, the thing that bugged me about it is we didn't see the end result. And the thing about that is that, we can extrapolate if we're familiar with the various layers and pieces, but extrapolation is not empiricism, and I really like seeing the end result of something, so I'm a little bugged that I don't actually get to see what comes out, and to see if it has a feel because of your tool, if there's something about it that distinguishes it, or if there's some way, so it kind of bugs me. It feels very incomplete to just see it this way.
You can actually see it on the phone. You can preview the layers on the phone, and the standard layers. So
I believe you. I'm just saying in your presentation, no, we didn't. So I sort of feel like you showed me the experiment and said, hey, there's a result, but then you didn't show me the result. So you didn't complete the loop.
Well, it's kind of in the bottom right corner that showed the result. As he was doing stuff on the screen, you're seeing.
Not real. Well, not to my satisfaction. All I saw in the bottom, I saw a thing about, I saw changing the colors and all that. Which is it's very small though. It's not the whole experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Oh, okay, fine.
Presented it twice today. I just blanked out.
All right, guys, thank you.
Rob!